The reason behind why ISRO lost communication with Vikram lander. First of all, we should appreciate all the efforts that ISRO put behind mission Chandrayaan-2. It is not easy to work in a team of 18,000 people. They all have coordinated and calculated quite well. All the positions and things are perfectly executed and calculated. This mission shows the hard work put in by hardworking people at ISRO, and world cannot deny the fact that we have brilliant scientists. Thank you, ISRO, for making India proud, and Indians have come together and felt united once again. This last was seen in the Cricket World Cup. Always remember one thing: working in a team is always better than working as an individual. I am a one-man army, and people working in a team always remain better than me. I don't work at ISRO and never want to work for any organization. No other person in this world has not discovered the concept of existential magnetic field except me with proven experiments and laws. The existential magnetic field of Earth remains constant within/under Earth's ozone layer. The planets and satellites that don't have things like the ozone layer that protect them, then the value of existential magnetic field is slightly different above the surface due to the existential magnetic field of other planets, stars, and satellites. The part of the moon calling name as axis facing Sun and Earth has constant and parallel lines of existential magnetic field, and the part that is not facing any will have a normal line of existential magnetic field. The example now I am giving is 99% incorrect in this case, but I am only putting it out just to make you understand the things a little bit better. When putting two magnets close to each other, then closets poles will always have dense and parallel lines between them, going from one to another. There are no concepts of opposite attracts in existential magnetic field. Here, only attracts and only repels. Suppose a lander like Vikram is landing on a planet's or a satellite's surface part which is facing the sun or planet here. The planet only matters in the case of satellite. In that case, it will become easier for the lander to land without much obstruction. The main task is controlling the path in the vacuum with less gravitational force can be more depending on the planet to planet. But when the lander is landing on the other part where there are fields that can be constant but might not be parallel, then it might be possible that lines will cross each other. Lines never cross each other, just create a small gap between them. I'm saying this because satellite is moving on its path, and areas where there can be a possibility of the cross will keep on changing. Then while landing, you might get little bit resistance because an object has come across these cross lines gaps. This resistance can only resist an object in a vacuum when an object is moving under natural fields like a gravitational field. This concept is not the same, but you can take it as an example to understand a little bit more and better. On Earth, if an object is falling from a height, then it gets resistance by air particles while falling. But on the moon, there is no air, only vacuum. Then the only resistance that an object may have is cross lines. Remember, one thing: on Earth object is protected by the ozone layer. That's why crossing of line not possible. In general, moon has a value of 5.2, which means any object that is 5.2 km away from the surface might get resistance, and this value depends on location. The path that lander Vikram is following has a value of 4.6 km. Here don't get confused with the path of the lander Vikram is curved, not straight. When the lander Vikram is restricted by the same cross lines, then it loses its path at the height of 4.6 km, and starts moving in a circular motion, and falls on moon's surface. While moving rapidly, it lost connection because the system failed and could not automate the troubleshoot by itself. Disclaimer: I have not used any equipment and data of ISRO or any organization. All data is mine and remains mine, and I am not giving any right to anyone to public my name. I am just writing this blog because I got several emails regarding help to understand what happened. First time I have seen tears in the eyes of many normal people after hearing the news of losing connection with lander Vikram.